Hello, everybody, and welcome to Learning How to Communicate Better on Zoom. As an RTT practitioner, and a coach, I do a lot of work over Zoom, and it's really, really powerful and important for me to be able to connect one-on-one with people that way, or in a group setting to be able to connect really, really well to them. So I'm going to give you a few of my top tips on how to connect better and how to have a better experience on Zoom, especially if you're using this for a business purpose. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to show up dressed for success. So just because you are working at home does not mean that you are not working. You should show up like you would want people to have an image of you. You want to show up still looking like you are professional, still looking like you are there to give it all and to communicate at the best of your ability. So show up dressed, not in your pajamas, not in like tracksuits, but show up every morning dressed to be able to communicate and having your hair done. And if you're someone who wears makeup, if you're a girl, put the makeup on. Guys, be shaved, but dress like you would dress as if you were going to a work meeting. So that's my tip number one. Tip number two is to be present. Oftentimes we think when we are in group type things that it's like nobody's paying attention to what we're doing. But there's a great way in things like Zoom or Skype to see multiple people. So we all are watching you and watching what you're doing. So you want to show up as if you are there, fully committed and present to listen and pay attention to what is going on. This will help you be recognized when somebody does communicate to you. Number three, I want you to eliminate distractions. So it's very easy for us to have other things on our computer pop up. So maybe you've got Facebook open on the side, or you've got notes that you're like, okay, I'm just going to read and listen, and even just looking at me. You guys can see me. Trust me, in a Zoom meeting, we can see all of you doing that behavior. Maybe it's you're eating and now I'm watching you chew. Eliminate all of the distractions. So when you show up, this goes back to my first tip of being present. Be there fully present and fully committed, and eliminate any distractions so that your phone isn't going off, so that there's not bells and whistles and dings from Facebook likes or whatever it is going off. Be present, be engaged, and participate in the conversation. The next tip, make sure that you have some way to be able to be heard clearly. So I have this speaker, and often I find people will just use the speaker through their computer, and all of the background noise is stronger, and it's very difficult at times to actually hear you clearly, consistently. And so you want your voice to be able to be presented and to be heard really, really well. So show up with that intention. You could use from your cell phones, just the little earbuds with the microphone. Those work really, really well, but have some sort of microphone that you can plug into your computer so that we can hear you better and clearer. And then my last tip is find ways to really engage in the conversation. So that requires you to come with knowledge of what the conversation is going to be about, so that you can have meaningful questions and that you can have meaningful input into that conversation. Don't worry about, oh my gosh, I'm on camera, I'm being screened, those types of things. Recognize that everybody else is in that same situation, and that what you have to say in that moment is important and powerful. And all that you have to do is turn your mic from mute to available and just ask very politely if you can be heard. So say to the speaker, hey, I have a question, or I have an idea that I would like to share. Whatever it is, be very courteous of all of the people who are online and just say with positivity what your idea is or what your question is that you are looking forward to be answered. And the only way you can make sure that you don't ask silly questions is by being 100% present during the entire presentation, where you've actually heard and paid attention to all of the words that people are saying. Now, sometimes you will take notes, and what I would recommend is a method from Jim Quick. And if you are taking notes in it, Jim has this method where you take and you draw a line down the page. And what you do is you write your notes on one side and you write your thoughts and questions that you may have as somebody's presenting on the other side. So then when other people ask questions, you can either tick them off as, okay, they've been answered, or if somebody doesn't ask a question, you have now a couple thoughts and questions that you can relate to the words that have been said. I hope these tips were helpful to you. We will be doing a lot of Zoom or Skype or team meetings over the next little while, and I wish you great success in showing up, being present, and achieving great results. Thank you.